want to make it seem like I'm lost to her. Thinking crazy, girl. Welcome to Nail Chronicles, where I tell you all my crazy nail stories while doing my nails. This is episode 1. If you haven't already, I'm going to link the playlist right here so you go ahead and get caught up. The story always begins on a random day. So this was my off day from my 9 to 5. I was working at Walmart and still doing nails on my off day. So on my off day where I didn't have any clients, I will always practice nails and record videos. If y'all go check out my old videos, y'all see they look totally different from now. And I will always randomly check my nail page because I was a beginner and I was excited and I was trying to see if anybody DM me to book or anything like that. And I saw this message pop up. I was very skeptical about it because I'm new to the beauty industry and I did not know what trade-in services mean. I'm like, what does this mean? What does she mean she wants trade service? Are we both going to get paid? What's going on here? So she was just telling me how she can do my lashes and I could do her nails in return. We took some of our other messages over to Snapchat, but Snapchat deletes everything and I could not find them. It's already a red flag for me because I stopped wearing lashes. After I had PTSD with my last lash tech, I told myself I'm never ever wearing lashes ever again. So instead of me sticking with my gut, I agreed to trade services with her, which I very much ended up regretting at the end, but stay tuned for that. We're texting in the messages trying to get an understanding for what each other likes and what style we like. I'm asking her what kind of shape nails she likes. She told me square. I asked her could she send me some inspo pics so I could know what polishes to bring, powders, etc, etc. And her initial question that followed up with asking everything that we like, she asked me could I come to her. I was a little skeptical about it because I know I did not have the right equipment to pack all my things up and be a mobile nail tech. But after sitting down and pondering on it a while, I noticed that I had this makeup box that I always carried to cosmetology school with me because they would let us do our nails sometime. I was like, ooh, bingo, I got something. And when things would come up like this, real spontaneous, I will always talk to my mom about it or my sisters just so I can get another opinion on it. Am I just going crazy? Should I not do this? Because I know myself how passionate I am with doing nails and that at any given chance to expand that, I'm going to be on it, Johnny on the spot. So my mom was asking me questions oh, what are y'all going to be doing? Where does she stay at? How far is it? Make sure you bring something. If you know about that something, you know about that something. I don't want to say it. Which I was definitely already thinking about doing because this is my first time going to her house and you never know what's going to happen and I don't want to be unprepared. So the girl that I'm trading the services with, she gives me her address. We come up with the time and it was right after traffic time. So that was really good because I did not want to have to drive all the way over there during traffic. I pack up my little things, I get in the car, and I am on the way to her house. I was a little nervous because I did not know what to expect. This was my first time doing a house call type of situation and getting my lashes done in a long time. Mind y'all, I had PTSD. I'm on the phone with my mom the whole ride there to kind of shake the nerves off. I was familiar with the area that she stayed in, but not her particular building. So when I first pulled up, I was getting out of the car, still on the phone with my mom. I had my AirPod in and I'm looking at the building and I was kind of very confused because from the front of the building that I could see from the parking area, it was just the blank building and the windows. Usually you know how apartments usually have a main entrance that's right there in front of the building, but hers was definitely a little different and the entrance was on the side of the building. So I'm toting all this luggage on the side of the building and they have people walking past and looking at me and I was getting a little nervous because I'm I hope they don't take my stuff. I'm already just really anxious because this is unfamiliar territory to me. I'm not used to being over here. When I get to the side of the building, I see an entrance for the stairwell. But then when I look and I see the door, it looks like it's a custodial closet. Y'all know what a custodial closet looks like? I'm gonna insert a picture. The doors were very blank and they had that little long handle on there. So I assumed that it was a custodial closet and they only had a little slither on the wall next to the door. It wasn't on the door. Nothing was on the door. It was just pure blank. Mind y'all, I was on the first floor. So I was okay, she told me such and such floor. So I walked up the stairs, boom, run into the same door. So I'm what the hell? So I walk up the stairs again and boom, run into the same door. So I'm okay. So I call my mom and I'm Mom, all these doors are looking like janitorial doors. Like it don't look like regular apartment doors, because I'm used to the apartments where you go down and each apartment is like on the sides, like it's all open. I was so scared. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm lost. And my mom was telling me, like, call her, like, see if she could, like, come out. So I'm like, okay. But in my head, I already know, like, I don't want to make it seem like I'm lost to her. Thinking crazy, girl. So I just decided that I was going to go back up to the floor that the girl had told me. And I was like, okay, I'm going to try to twist one of these knobs on the door. Mind y'all, I have never... This whole time that I'm walking up and checking the stairs and seeing that I'm running into the same door, I never turned the knob to the door because I was scared. I thought it was the janitorial door. So I tried to look through like the little slit of the window and I couldn't really see anything. It just looked like a wall. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to turn the handle. I turned the handle and I creak it open really slow. And I like pull it and I like peek my head down. And I was like, oh, the whole time the apartments are inside of this janitorial door. After I opened the door, I started walking down the hallway and looking like on each side of the walls to check and see like what number is hers. And I'm looking at my phone. So I finally spot the number and I just got so nervous to knock on it. I'm like, oh my goodness, like what if it's a man standing on the other side of this door? Like what if she lied? I'm still talking on the phone with my mom. And at this point, I'm kind of like whispering because the hallway it's quiet. And she was like, you there? And I was like, yeah, I'm here. I knocked on her door. I didn't really want to speak too loud because I don't know. I just didn't want to be too loud. Like it was real quiet. So I can hear the door unlocking. Y'all, when I tell y'all my heart is beating out of my chest. I'm like, keep like checking down the hallway to make sure like nobody's coming through the janitorial door. And the door opens. And luckily it was a little small dainty girl. And I was like, She was so nice and so sweet. She was like, come on in. She was like, hey, like, how did you find everything? Da, 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 da. And I was like, I kind of got lost a little bit. And her apartment was kind of like a studio style apartment. So she already had like her nail bed and stuff set up like in the living room area that you would call it. And we were just talking and she was telling me how she just moved down here and she was just starting out. And that's why she wanted to do the trade for trade thing to try to get her some more clientele. I lay down on the table. She cuts on music. She does my lashes. Da, 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 da. Everything goes fine. So I didn't have a table to set up my nail stuff. So basically, she grabbed like 2 chairs and basically we just used the lash bed as kind of like my nail table. We're just vibing, talking about the music, listening to the music. And then I finally get done with her nails and she went in the bathroom and she like recorded a little video. And we were just talking about how we were going to tag each other, send it to each other. So, you know, we could promote our stuff. It was very cool. I ended up leaving. It was nighttime by the time I left. So I was very much trying to scatter to my car and make sure I called my mom before I walked out that building. So I get inside and my sister and my mom is there and they wanted to see like how my lashes came out. So I showed them my lashes and I showed them a picture of her nails. So after a while, I noticed that like my eyelids, they kind of like started hurting. And I was telling my mom, I was like, my eyes hurt a little bit. Like, you got something I could take? I ended up just taking a leave, but I wanted to go check in the bathroom because I'm like, why does this hurt so bad? Like, it's been like 30 minutes since she did them. So I was like, okay, let me go check in the bathroom and see. I look in the mirror and I like close one of my eyes, obviously, because I need to see out of the other one. And I noticed that like the rim of my eyelid is like puffy and I'm like, ugh. When people apply the lash extensions too close, like to your eyelash base, that's what happens. It get real tight and it kind of like tugs at like your skin and it was hurting so bad. And in my head, I was just like, I knew I should never did this. I should have just stuck to my first mind and never did this. So I went ahead and texted her and told her what was happening and how it was hurting really bad. And she was like, oh, I can fix them. I could do this. I could do that. But in my head, I already know, like, girl, I don't want you touching my eyes again. If I want to remove them, I'm going to just have to figure it out myself or go buy something. I had to be uncomfortable for a little while because I went on Amazon and I found this lash extension glue remover. And I was like, okay, I'm going to just remove myself. I seen a few TikToks and I was like, okay, it seems simple. It seemed easy. I put that on express shipping and we're waiting for that to get here. Within a conversation of me telling her about my eyelashes, she was telling me how she loved her nails, and she was like sending me inspo pics for like her next set that she wanted to get, and if I wanted to do another set. Girl, no. So I was trying to like negotiate with her. I told her how I could still do your nails, but I don't think like I'm that interested in lashes, trying to be nice, trying to be very nice, because I won't tell a girl like, no, you're not touching my eyes ever again. And shall I say, her second appointment never went through. I never ended up doing her nails again. She never ended up doing my lashes again. What I can say I learned from this experience is standing on my boundaries and standing on business. If I don't want it done, I don't want it done, and don't trade that for anything. Let me know down in the comments below how y'all would have handled things differently. Have y'all ever did like a trade for trade type of y'all services? Make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel, and let me know how y'all like this new little series. And I'm gonna see you guys in my next one. Bye.